Hello, everybody. This is Paul Herman, the Prince of Motivation, and host of Zaka Presents My Journey. We're creating this vulnerable and positive platform where you can get inspired and motivated from different leaders from our community. Today's guest is my good friend, Mr. Gregory Maurice, and founder of Zaka. What's going on, Greg?
Hey, Paul, what's up? Long time no speak. What's up?
I know. It's been some years from our college days. To the listeners, Greg and I, we go way back. Obviously, from our college days, but you're going to hear a little bit about it on this interview, and we're also going to be finding out a little bit more about Greg and the movement of Zaka. So, Greg, obviously from college, I know that you took some time. You left the New York area, and you actually went out to LA. Is that correct?
Yeah, Paul, we met in college, I want to say 16 years ago, and we became great friends, and we even lived together for 3 years after we graduated. I remember when I moved from the East Coast area to LA, I remember how emotional it was for both of us because we did everything together. It was hard for me to leave. Yeah, I've been in LA for the past 10 years where I have been working in media, doing digital marketing and film acquisition for some major networks and film companies. It's been great for me to create a little lane for myself where I try to up level and highlight stories from the underrepresented communities. I finally arrived at this crossroad where I believe that I'm ready to launch my own company where I can utilize my previous experience and passion that I have when it comes to the immigrant communities, and also like me as a person always trying to share positivity. I want to have a company that I'm extremely proud about and something that would help a lot of people. I can't wait to tell you more about Zaka, and I want to thank you for taking the time to speak with me.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, before we actually jump into that Zaka movement, guys, definitely want to kind of go back a little bit. Greg, I know, like you said, we've been friends for years, and obviously one of the ways we connected before you actually went out to LA was obviously through sports. You were a sports guy back at Sacred Heart University. Could you just talk about a little bit of that experience of being at Sacred Heart University, being a part of the academics and focusing on your academics and also athletics at the same time? Like, how is that managing? Did you use some of those life skills that you learned when you were in college and then apply it here to Zaka?
Yeah, Paul. I was labeled as the nerd in elementary school and middle school. So I was super competitive and I had to be the first at everything that I did, right? From playing Monopoly, dominoes, soccer, and I had to have like the best grade in class. So as you know, a lot of us Caribbean folks, we love soccer. So I was very fortunate to start playing at an early age, I think around 5. I fell in love with the game and got very passionate about it. So when I started getting acknowledgement for it in high school, I shifted my focus into soccer more because academics came easier to me even when I was, being mediocre. I still got like a B average. And the most important part, I don't want to lie about it, soccer helped me to get more friends and girls took notice. I was blessed and fortunate to get a scholarship to play in college at Division I school, and because of that, you and I were able to meet. I remember you as the track athlete, the track star, and it was only organic and natural for two young black, West Indian athletes to connect and become great friends. And in the school that was predominantly white, that's when I became obsessed with like representation and also like connection. Those little things that we took for granted growing up are very important to all of us when it comes to create like a deeper connection with somebody and seeing people who look like us, sound like us, and making us proud of our culture. So that's what Zaka is all about. We want Zaka to be a comfortable place for the immigrant community to develop meaningful connection and also a place where they can be inspired from the information and content they'll be getting from our platform.
Yes, yes, and I'm very blessed to have had these many years with you. I'm looking forward to so many more years with you, Greg. One thing I truly admire about you when you were at Sacred Heart University was just your drive and passion, to kind of pursue things. And I know that you definitely embarked in several different organizations on campus, such as the fraternity, Omega Phi Kappa Multicultural Fraternity Incorporated, in which you were able to execute as an administrator for the organization at one point in time. I think you did have like some type of leadership role at one point. Was that correct?
Yeah, Paul. Like, who would have thought? Like, when we started at Sacred Heart University, we were part of this wonderful organization, Omega Phi Kappa, which the motto is unity and diversity lead to knowledge. So I was able to become a leader of this organization. I was the president. And obviously, it taught us and showed us what we're really good at, right? And what we wanted to do for our community. And also we used to go to the inner city, try to teach and also and show those kids positive role models, because a lot of those kids, they grew up in the inner city just like yourself and myself. We went over there so they saw ourselves going to college, doing what we're supposed to do, and succeeding at what we're doing. So for them being able to see us doing it, it's just they connected, and also they have the path and vision and what to do, right? Because that's the same thing I think we're trying to do at Zaka. It's literally by you seeing it, and also learn from people from the same community, by you seeing them successful, and also understanding their path and journey, you're gonna feel more motivated and also inspired to do the same thing. So yeah, I'm so happy that we're able to do that at Sacred Heart University, and also be part of this wonderful organization that also paved the way for myself to know what I wanted to do for the for my career. So I realized I was passionate about that, and I'm glad that we did that.
Mm-hmm. And it's funny that something so small to us at the present moment, I mean not the present moment, but at the current moment where we were at Sacred Heart University, it just seemed like unity and diversity. And obviously we were standing for a good cause, and we were going into the inner city. But something that might have went over our heads was the fact of us being first generation, our parents' first generation. We were our parents are obviously immigrants at that point in time, coming from different countries, and knowing that we were at a predominantly white school and still finding outlets and resources, but we found it in an organization, in some type of structure where there was people congregating and meeting and inspiring each other, hand in hand. Having the alumni come back, I know that was a big thing, and I know you still go back currently to the university to kind of help contribute to the organization. So it goes to show that you were already living that Zaka lifestyle back at Sacred Heart University, man. So congratulations.
No, thank you. Like you said, back then, 15, 16 years ago, we did it. It was second nature to us because we loved it, and that's what we wanted to do. And come to today, right? Everybody wants to talk about diversity, like it's the new thing, right? Because the way our country is and the world is, so everybody wants to be involved, and every brand, every company is they want to say it, they want to be part of it. But for us, it's part of our life. It's part of our nature. We've been put in the work, and it's that's what we do. So, yeah.
Now, obviously, that you took that experience from Sacred Heart University. Like you said, you went over to LA where you were, a part of several different companies.
Mm-hmm.
How did it feel to be out on the West Coast, being apart from the organization, but being in different environments now where you probably were a minority as well too? How was that life experience for you, going through that?
No, for sure. Paul, Zaka was created as a result of my personal and professional experience, right? And I realized it is a shared experience of most of the first and second generation, immigrants, right? it's like underrepresented minorities experience we have challenges that can, I guess, inhibit like our ability like to strive in professional settings. Because when I first moved to LA, I was working for this network, for a big network, just working, doing like partnerships and marketing for this big network. Then I realized I'll be going to all those corporate meetings and also like seeing like all my colleagues. And most of the times, like I never paid attention to it. Then one time I just like removed myself from it and realized I was only like the only, I guess, Black person in those meeting rooms. So it was like shocking to me because a lot of those, because our audience and most of the people like we were like targeting and selling our products, it was to like to the minority audience. So it was hard to see like a lot of those decisions being made. We didn't have like people of colors and also like people who understand that market, like making those decisions. So that was like my whole time. Like I was in LA, like all those companies that I was part of, it was consistently was like the same story, was the same thing. It was impossible like to be around and witness that. So that's what like motivated me and also inspired me like to find a way like to work on Zaka and launch Zaka, just to have like a platform that's going to be like a positive vessel for like the immigrants community, where they can have access to be inspired and learn from a lot of immigrants who had like the same path as them, like, and for them, like, and how they became very successful. Because there's a lot of us out there doing amazing things, like great at what we do in different fields, but nobody talks about them, and we don't know who they are. So my whole goal is just like to have that platform and highlight those stories, and people like from our communities can just be proud and learn from those leaders. So that was the whole concept behind Zaka.
So this is all from the personal and professional, experience, over the many years, whether it be good or whether it be bad, you obviously take into consideration your experiences, and then you said that you want to kind of combine some of those experiences with other people. So I'm assuming at this point in time, when you're developing Zaka, you obviously had reached out to several individuals, whether it be investors or whether it be people that you could probably partner with. How was that experience? Like, how did you start to, piece the puzzle together?
To tell you the truth, like, I was like last year, I was just fed up with everything that was happening in my professional life, right? My career. To give you an example, I was working for this publicly traded company. It was like a film distributor, and I worked there for 5 years. My department, I was like the head of this department, and for 5 years, like my department generated over $40 million for the company, right? And there was one time, there was this project that I spearheaded, that I told like the executive board, like this whole project. That's when everything was going to digital. I pitched the project, and reluctantly, like they accepted it, but I didn't get enough resources and support. So I found a way like to get it done, and they gave me like $50,000 like to build this platform. It was just this comedy platform. Like I built it. And because after I built it, because they didn't know what to do with it, but they knew that they had something valuable, they went and just they sold it to another company for $1.5 million. So that's when I realized, I was like, wow, I just did all this, and also like I basically like my voice started. I finally find like a way that my voice matters. Because I was able to do all this, and now look at all the, I guess, revenue and that I'm bringing for this company. So that's when I realized, hey, maybe I should just exhaust all my energy and and also like my experience into like something that I'm passionate about. So that's when last year I sat down and figured out, okay, who am I? What am I passionate about? And it all started like, hey, Greg, you are always passionate about journalism, communication, and storytelling. And your whole life, you've always been about diversity and also like showing positivity for like people of color. So why not find a way to combine those two into like a platform and be able to influence and also like inspire a big sector of the population. So that's all it came about, and that's when I found my voice and started like to reach out to people from my network, and we were able to put this together. So I'm super excited for where we are now, and I never knew that. I never knew that my voice matters until like I was able like to reach out to a lot of like friends and former colleagues and let them know what I'm doing, and for them like to be so happy and willing to help me, and also like telling me how great what we're doing are. So it's just like a completely different experience, because I never knew that, because a lot of us like in the immigrant community, like when we work for those corporate companies, like we tend to just like not to speak up. We just do our job, and we pack up and we do it all over again. Like we never say anything because we don't want to be noticed, and we think like if we speak up, like we might get in trouble or get fired. So that's the whole thing behind Zaka, right? Just like a lot of those kids in high school now, they're gonna want to know like what to expect. So I want to highlight stories of all those leaders in our community for them to see like the path that they had, and also like our voices matter. So that's where we at.
Well, congratulations on that movement, man. It sounds like an amazing journey. Now, why the word Zaka? I mean, you could have had several different words that you could have picked from, diversity, unity, multicultural. Why the word Zaka?
No, thank you, Paul. That's a good question, because all my friends, they always ask me, what does that mean, Zaka? Because they love it. It's a catchy name. But for us, we're always gonna be like an inclusive platform. So the name Zaka has different definition. For example, like in Hebrew, it means kindness. But overall, like there's like a human quality of favor behind Zaka. Zaka was a slave from the island of Hispaniola, but he was not the average farmer. Zaka had the reputation of strength, courage, wisdom, and integrity while, navigating his challenges and work. All the slaves respected Zaka because of the way he approached and managed like the gruesome obstacles of his reality while honoring his responsibilities and being the best at them. So you could imagine back then like how crazy that was. So Zaka exemplifies like the purpose and mission of our platform. And the members who will be part of our community, from our team to our products, to our members, and also like our values to serve underrepresented immigrants, first generation, second generation immigrants. So to create their version of the American dream and to reach their full potential despite their challenges. So we believe that Zaka is the perfect name for our platform.
Now, with this storyline of the whole Zaka movement, do you feel like Zaka, when you said platform, what type of platforms are you actually going to be utilizing to kind of push this out there? Zaka, obviously, it's like you said, it's an amazing start to something. So like where in the beginning phases of it, like right now, since you're still in the building stages, like what platforms are you going to be utilizing in the first phase? And then obviously, as you continue on, what other phases do you have in regards to the platforms?
Yeah, obviously we are in the beginning stage. So right now, we're going to have like a lot of articles, and also like, as we are right now, podcasts. So a lot of our podcasts and articles like will be featured on our website. And also like we'll transition that to have like a full app where you can just subscribe to our app and have unlimited access like to stories, articles, and also like podcasts and videos about like all the leaders from our community. If might be somebody from from finances, from law, sports, engineering, technology, whatever field that you're excelling at, and also like you make your people proud, right? So we want to highlight those stories and put it out there and to share your stories, because those stories will always, help like the next person trying to figure out what they want to do in life. So that's where we at. The app most likely is going to be launched next year, but right now we start, with the website. We're going to have the articles and the podcast. We can listen to that, and we're going to transition to the app.
Now, when you say about the individuals that you're going to be interviewing, right, along this journey and stuff like that, where are these individuals coming from? Like, I'm assuming, you have an array of people, most likely, obviously, people of color, immigrants. How are you connecting and finding these people?
It's obviously like from my previous, experience. Like I'm connected to a lot of them, but also like it's friends that we know, right? And if you pay attention, like 40% of 40% of the president and CEOs of the Fortune 500 companies, or they have like an immigrant backgrounds. Those people they are out there, but there's not a platform or network like trying to tell you those stories. So for us, we have so much. We have journalists working for us, and we also we have access to a lot of those people. So our job is to go directly to those people and publish their stories. Right? It's not that very complicated.
Now, when you talk about these people, do you have these people are going to be obviously you're going to be interviewing them along the journey? Do you feel like their stories will be heard by larger groups of people? Like, how are you going to advertise or put their stories out there? I know you said through podcasts, but do you have any other outlets that you're going to be utilizing, such as like universities, community centers, diversity? Obviously, we were talking about our fraternity just a while ago. Having access to a multicultural organization. Do you feel like that the story or the inspiration would be
it's all that you just described, right? Utilize high school, colleges, and also like we know our demo. We know like who we targeting, right? Because this is not for everybody. We're not trying to throw like a wide net, like just to tell everybody about those stories. Like we know who will be inspired by those stories. So we specifically like trying to target like the people we know that will be inspired and also like motivated from hearing those stories. So just like you said, we have the podcast or articles, like we'll be utilizing all the different schools out there, and also like and also like we'll be very big on social media, right? Because that's what we'll be doing. Like most of our promotion and also like most of our ads will be on social media.
Now, does Zaka have any other thing that they're going to be launching? Is it a clothing line? Is there anything else that you could forecast? Obviously, since you're bringing people together, I'm assuming something else will come from this.
Not at the moment, because like I said, we know exactly who we are, what we are. We're not trying to do too much. For us, the way we see ourselves and our mission, we are like a vessel of positivity, a platform where people go to get inspired and to be motivated, right? And you come to our platform, you get to read, watch videos, and also listen to podcasts of those stories. That's gonna motivate you. So down in the future, I don't know what's gonna happen, but for us right now, we just want to focus into that.
Now, where do you see Zaka going in the next 5 years?
The next 5 years, I see ourselves obviously expanding to other countries, because obviously the immigrants' stories, it's not only exclusive to America. You go you go to the UK, you go to Spain, wherever across the world, right? Immigrants they always get they always use them as scapegoat. Because and also a lot of those immigrants, so they are excelling in those different countries. So we see ourselves growing, expanding to different countries, and our whole thing is just trying to find ways to showcase the positivity about those the immigrant community.
Okay. Now, ultimately, what is your main goal with Zaka? As the founder, obviously, I know that you have a lot of thoughts and ideas, but what is the main goal for you as the owner and founder?
Paul, you know me my whole life. I'm always about positivity, always about bringing up of bringing people together. So the whole mission for us, right, is just like creating this platform, like bringing all those people together. Like, you come to our platform, like, you're going to be inspired. You're going to be motivated. It's not a place you're going to come in and see negativity. You're not going to see like toxic energy that you see on social media all the time. And we try to stay away from that. And we realize when it comes to mental health, like how a lot of people, like, they go on social media, and obviously, like, it's very addictive. A lot of people go on social media and they get very depressed, right? But for us, we're not about that. We know our place. You know what you're gonna get. You come to our place, right? You're gonna get inspired. You're gonna be motivated, and also, like, that's gonna push you, like, to bring like the best out of you. So that's always been who I am as a person, and also, like, that's what I want Zaka to represent and to bring, like, to other people.
Now, with all of this going on, obviously you have your life, you have a lot of other things that you're embarking on. What do you do for fun now? I mean, obviously Zaka does take up a good amount of your time. Are you still playing soccer? Are you still running? Because, obviously I'm still faster than you. You know that, right?
Yeah, you might get me to the 400 meters, but if we do, like, 100 yards, I'm gonna get you. So yeah, obviously still playing soccer, trying to stay in shape, and now I've been doing a lot of long distance running. I guess that's another way, like, for me, like, to clear my head when I want to think about ideas and things I want to do. So I've been doing a lot of long distance running. So the goal is, I don't know, probably run like, half marathon and marathon, like, with my, some of our good friends that we went to school with. So I've been doing a lot of running, playing soccer, and when I have some time, just, read a book. That's what I do for fun.
Now, where do you get your inspiration from? Obviously, I know Zaka is a platform that will be another outlet for you, but where do you get your inspiration from?
I would say my inspiration come from my family, specifically my father, Paul. So, my dad grew up in Haiti as an orphan. So when my dad was 4 years old, like, he lost his mom, so he was by himself. So his father wasn't in his life. So just to see, like, his journey and all the sacrifice that he had to, to do, like, to give us, like, a better life, especially, us coming to America, right? Chasing the American dreams. So my dad, as an orphan, like, he was able to become one of the most powerful banker, like, in Haiti. He worked for the National Bank, like, he was in the board, and also, like, he worked for the government. So because of that success, he was able, like, to provide and send his family to America. So he was, obviously, like, putting food on the plate. We had a roof over our head, like, to sleep at night, and we had, like, a very, very privileged life. So we didn't know what poverty was. We didn't know, obviously, a lot of people with that same experience, like, it was very different. But for us to be able to not able to experience that, and for my dad to sacrifice all of that, and he was able to do that, obviously, with my mom. It was great. It was something, like, to be inspired by, because he had nothing for him to be able to do that. So why can't I do even more and do the same? Because I have more resources behind me, and that's that's what I'm trying to do for myself and my family.
Well, I know both your parents will be very proud of you for all the work that you have done, not only just as their son, but within the community. And obviously, you're not an artist. I always believe you're not an artist until you actually give back. And you're giving back on a very large scale right now, dedicating your time and efforts in regards to making sure that Zaka becomes a very strong platform in which people around the world, if that was the case, could be able to utilize. So I know that it is a large undertaking that you obviously are putting on, but you've always come up on top when it comes to things like this. One of my last questions to you, Mr. Greg, like, obviously this is a very large project. Like, could you talk to me a little bit more about your team? Like, how are you managing all this? Do you have a team, and what does the team consist of?
Yeah, we have a team. Obviously, started this company. My two best friends, Francois and Silse. We are very aligned with everything that we're doing. Obviously, they have different skill sets. Francois is into like engineering side, and also Silse is in the public relations side. So, and also like we're gonna have like 10 journalists working for us, and also like obviously like. Our team is still growing, but our play, when you're part of Zaka, it's a place to have fun, and also like, you're gonna be inspired, like to inspire other people, right? That's what we're all about, because we know the challenges, what's going on out there. Like if you want to help this this underprivileged community, this underserved community. And also for them to see like the better light of themselves. That's what we're all about. We'd be like a beacon of positivity. That's who we want to be, and if the team also like has to represent that. So that's where we at.
Well, Greg, again, congratulations on all the success and of Zaka. I know that you have a lot more to come, and I know the listeners are obviously going to be looking forward to hearing a lot more of your story as we continue on with these with your journey. Again, to everybody, again, my name is Paul Herman. I'm the Prince of Motivation. Again, we have Greg, the founder of Zaka. Definitely take the opportunity to kind of look up a little bit more on the whole Zaka movement. Greg, before the viewers tune off, where can we find more information on Greg, or where can we find more information on Zaka? Like, what is some of the social media handles, or even a website that people can actually go to?
Yes, website is ZakaConnect.com, and on social, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, it's the same, at Zaka Connect.
Okay, at Zaka Connect, guys. You heard it here first. Again, I'm Paul Herman, the Prince of Motivation, and this is, again, Zaka Presents My Journey.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Greg.